Some call the 2023 offseason the most important offseason in Chicago Bears history. It's hard to argue with that title given all of the defining events that took place. The grounds for a new stadium was purchased, a new president took the helm, the boogeyman is gone, and the NFC North is for the taking. This is the start of a long, overdue new chapter of the franchise's history. That applies to the on-the-field product as well. Ryan Poles and his staff overhauled the roster with volume, adding 21 new players through free agency and the draft. While some notable headway was made on the defense, it was clear that the theme of the offseason was to help the franchise quarterback, Justin Fields. The Bears made additions to their running back room, added 2 new starters on their offensive line, and 3 new pass catchers. The headliner of the group was none other than star wide receiver DJ Moore.
Fires downfield, looking for DJ Moore. Oh my God! Makes a diving catch for a Panthers touchdown. Wow! 62 Moore in traffic. Oh, he came down with it. What a catch! Moore still on his feet, getting away from trouble. What a run by Moore. Jay Moore, it's underthrown. Moore comes back to get it.
For all of the elite rushing ability that Justin Fields displayed in 2022, the Bears could not reach the heights that we all want them to until their passing offense takes a leap forward. The blueprint to elevate a young passer to championship levels has been to acquire them a proven go-to wide receiver. There are countless examples of these premium pass catchers catapulting their quarterbacks from Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and the latest ones in Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. But is it that easy? Put a talented receiver into the picture and boom, your quarterback is fixed? Like many things in football, it requires more nuance than that, and that's what I set out to illustrate in this video. Just exactly how these math-changing receivers can elicit the best out of quarterbacks, and why ultimately DJ Moore is the most important new piece of the 2023 Chicago Bears. In terms of a Bears perspective, you must start with what DJ Moore brings to the table against man coverage. There was a lot wrong with the Bears passing offense in 2022, whether that being the protection failing to hold up, Justin Fields holding onto the ball too long, or receivers being unable to separate when teams decided to man them up. The last reason is why they fell the shortest in my opinion, and I have some numbers to support my claim. Justin Fields specifically against man coverage was last in completion percentage at 46.4%, 27th in yards per attempt at 6.8, last in accumulated EPA at negative 42.56, and the highest sack percentage at 15.7%. The film very much points to why these stats are so poor. There just weren't many times where receivers were able to create their own separation when they had to. Darnell Mooney was really their only reliable target in that regard, and that is a lot of the load to carry for more of a complementary piece. If Mooney wasn't winning or there wasn't anyone schemed open, Fields had to make something happen, and that's when the long time to throw and sack taking concerns reared their ugly head. Insert DJ Moore. DJ Moore is one of the better man beaters in the NFL with a 2.34 career average yards per route run against man coverage. A lot of the times it felt like Fields didn't trust his guys were going to win. Now he has a guy who he knows will win. If you look at the QBs who took massive jumps mentioned earlier, they were also among the bottom of the NFL against man coverage before getting their go-to guy. This graph here shows accumulated EPA splits versus man before and after acquiring their wide receiver ones. EPA, or expected points added, is so useful because it measures which plays lead to scoring points. And as you can see here, all of these QBs went from the 20s or lower into the top 6 in this metric with the addition of their elite pass catchers. I'm not saying Fields and Moore have to make an Allen Diggs worst to first type of improvement, but these case studies are a nice reference to show that a substantial jump is very possible. Offenses often see the most man in these critical moments of the game, when defenses know they have to pass. Think third and longs, playing from behind, moments where you need to keep drives alive and put points on the board. Let's check out this graph courtesy of Sumer Sports that shows how often each team was in and how they performed in obvious passing situations. All of the best quarterbacks delivered and then some. The Bears did not, and in fact attempted the least amount of passes in situations that they were expected to do so. They knew they didn't have a chance with that supporting cast, so they barely even tried. No one is saying that they have to live in these true drop-back situations, but they must be better when they have to do so in order to be legitimate contenders. It's a consistent trend we have seen with contending teams in recent years. That's why Moore is so important. He's the piece that allows the Bears to say, I don't care that you know we have to pass because our guy is better than yours. And it just doesn't stop with Moore. His gravity also makes the Bears' complementary options better. Let's stick with the offenses we've been looking at and examine what their number 2 and number 3 options did before and after their top receiver arrived. Outside of Tyler Boyd, whose efficiency got worse, and Dallas Goedert's that remained the same, everyone else's EPA per target took a noticeable bump. I would predict a very similar effect with the Bears' complementary options. Everyone acknowledges that Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney are not number one guys. However, they can be legit second and third targets that make opponents pay against the favorable matchups that Moore will provide them. That's when the Bears will be the hardest to stop, when everyone is involved and they have multiple ways to beat you. We already know that this team can do what they want on the ground, we just need to see the passing game follow suit. Ryan Poles took the best possible path at achieving that by adding DJ Moore. He's the key in unlocking the passer that we all believe Justin Fields can be.